Hello and welcome to Not So Daft Minecraft. I have built a spawner room. I think I hinted in an earlier video that it's my intention to do a video on the construction of a spawner. It got unwieldy. Tons of footage, not a lot of clear explanation that couldn't be shown by simply walking you through a finished spawner. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to ride the train down to the spawner. On the way, quick video on how my new Tripwire launcher works for the mine cart that I take down. No longer pushing a button to start the mine cart. And let's go ahead and do that. Here's our Tripwire system. As soon as we get in the cart, off we go. So here's a little video on how that works. All right, so this is the basics of what goes on with a Tripwire starting system for your minecart. I got tired of, I know it sounds lazy, but pushing the button to take off. I'm getting into the minecart. I want to go. So I came up with this, real simple. I don't know if I invented it, but it works. The minecart won't activate it, but when the player gets in, it will. And we have our standard detector ejector set up here. So this is what's behind the scenes. One of your Tripwire, just one of them, comes down to some redstone, wraps around to a relay, and voila. It's handy because you basically are instantly able to just take off. And then ejected. So let's see that over in our survival world. All right, I indulged in an awful lot of black concrete, which I think is pretty boss, to be honest with you. It looks really dark. I know it doesn't function as any darker in here, but it's just epic. There's the string launcher system again for this cart coming out. And of course, detector rail and activator rail combo to kick you out of the cart. We have our up column, which is the bubble column. And we have our drop column. I'm using some magma blocks here to keep it illuminated when the redstone lamps switch off. We have an access way up to our lighting and to get into the spawner. Spawner's that way, but first the lighting. Okay, I use these blocks like this to loop the wire, the redstone on top of, because when I built this, I built it without the black concrete. I wanted to add the black concrete, and I knew I did not want to turn my lighting off while I was putting in the black concrete. So I just dropped the redstone on top of these protector blocks so that when I bust the stone out below, I would still have a secure wire, redstone lighting. This is the cave system that we found the spawner in. Button that up. No unwanted visitors. Right there at that corner is where the switch on the ceiling is located to turn on and off all of our lights up here. Pretty basic. Just one relay needed to kick the wiring on down the line. Let's go look at the inside of the spawner. So I've got water flowing from the corners, and you can see that jagged edge there. That's how far in I had to make the cut for the water to just keep flowing as one continuous mass. And I can show you what that looks like. I will say this for the black concrete, it makes it hard to see the scale of things. So I left that over there, stone, A, because I cannot see it from the inside of the spawning room, and B, it helps your eye kind of pick up the scale we're working with here. So I got this screenshot before I changed it over to black concrete, so you can kind of see the stair-step pattern that I was able to develop. So we have some redstone lamps, clear glass on top of the spawner so that no skeleton can spawn there with another light on it. Lighting might be a touch of overkill, but that's all right. These glass blocks protect that cavity that the spawned elements will be moving through, so that if they get kicked out of the water column, they don't fall back into here. Very simple system. We just have these steps here. And like I said, it is kind of hard to see without in all black concrete. But you notice I suddenly only have 7 XP. That's because I just rode that column up accidentally and fell back down, resulting in my death. That sucks, because one of the things I want to do is show you how quickly we can go from 27 XP to 30, which is an important part of judging a spawner. How quickly can you get back to maximum enchanting level? But what we have here is a pretty basic setup. You notice we have this sort of stair-step system. Okay, it takes us down and then down again. And that's the easiest thing to do in the world, is you let the water flow across the floor and you just start busting out these blocks until it flows to where you want it to. So I made this quick little test study. We put the water down, we bust these blocks out where the water is just coming to an end at, leaving a kind of pyramid structure. We eliminate all those other pieces and the water will continue on its merry way. We make a channel to direct the targets to where we want to deal with them. And you can see then that when you drop in, you just move out. Try a little higher up, drop in, you just move out. Pretty simple. We have a post in the ground. If I step on that post, it's going to kick me up just a little bit, but it's enough to guide me into the water and then shoot me to the top. So let's get our water back into play here. We'll take one more look at the thing from above here. Now you can see that pattern. So anybody who lands in the water here just makes their way down, hits that post. I won't even touch the controls. Boom, up I go. Now down here is the drop-off point. We have a sign here holding this water up, creating a kind of an air gap. And the reason for that is this sign keeps the water from flowing into the block we're currently standing on. But if this was a solid block here instead of that sign, sometimes your entities will come along and then just bounce in a circle here before the next one pushes them through. To keep that from happening, we put this sign in. With no solid surface underneath them, they go straight into the drop. Let's go back down. We have this sign tree here all the way down because there's no safe way to put a block in at any point and ensure that they don't just get stuck bumping into it. I'll explain. When they come down here and flow along and kick into this water column, you'd be tempted to stop the sign block here and just fill it in. But they'll just sit there with their head up against that first blocker and they won't go anywhere. And there's no way to encourage them to move along. You can use pistons and stuff, but really this works quite well. It just takes a lot of signs. Let's see this thing work. Just one guy to start, huh? Up he goes. And he's a one punch. That's 22 blocks he fell. So it's 23 up, but we do have this filler block here for him to land on. Eventually, when I've got more bone meal than I know what to do with, I will replace that with a hopper, feeding into another hopper, which feeds into a dropper, which feeds into a lava pit. Usually that's how they go, straight up like that. Now, why I'm only getting one at a time, I don't know. I've lit up, there's 3. I was getting 3s all the time, but I had an elevated platform at the back that the water started on, and a fairly shallow drop-off set here. But I got rid of that block and I widened the drop-off set. It seems to have worked just fine. All right. We're gonna take a break here and I'll meet you when we get to 27. All right, I forgot to turn the recorder on. We've been at 27 for about, I don't know, 40 seconds. I've gone ahead and put in the hopper unit for collection of unwanted items and a switch to turn the hopper on and off as I see fit. So here's a video about how that went. So we are going to build a garbage disposal. I've got all the parts here. Here's a hopper. We'll dig down underneath. Build ourselves another hopper. We'll attach, pointing down like so, our dropper. Collect our lava. The lava there. Okay. We clear out these blocks here. Put a hopper in, or sorry, put a comparator in facing now you put the comparator in, now it's reading what's in the dropper. We don't want to get rid of all these things. We were lucky enough to get a bow with infinity on it, so we don't have to worry about arrows too much. We put one relay in facing this direction. There has to be a block on both sides of the dropper for this to work. The other one goes this way. And we connect it, and the magic starts. Now, anything that falls into those hoppers, you can hear it taking care of them, okay? So Now it's time to do some enchanting. Awesome. Wow, that's awesome. What would this be? Sharpness. Now, here's the thing, we're out of diamonds. So, fortune came along just in time. So, not too bad, not too bad. We got a blaze spawner we're going to build in the nether. We'll see how that one goes compared to this one. But that's not too bad. All right, that is the Black Room spawner. Thank you for watching Not So Daft Minecraft. I have been Gosub. You have been great.